The Aincrad arc of Sword Art Online has a really interesting premise, but it didn't make good use of that, and the end result was very disappointing. On top of that, there are several things that don't make any sense. In this video, let's look at 10 plot holes in Sword Art Online, Aincrad arc. Number 1. NERVEGEAR. The author himself, Reki Kawahara, openly admits that there were lots of plot holes regarding the NERVEGEAR, but he wasn't able to come up with a better gimmick at the time. For example, we know that there's a small grace period between dying in the game and dying in real life, so they could have just destroyed the NERVEGEAR in that grace period before it killed the player. This would have freed the players from the death game. Number 2. Unlimited skills. Sword Art Online has an unlimited amount of skills, except for magic. But then there would also be skills like triple wielding and quadruple wielding. Kirito's dual wielding skill wouldn't be so special. Also, how do you even program an unlimited amount of skills anyway? There are thousands of items and abilities associated with each and every skill, and they would all need to work properly, so I'm amazed that there were no bugs or glitches. Number 3. Players living alone. Klein said that he lives alone. If that's the case, then how did anyone know that he was stuck in Sword Art Online? Kirito lives with his mom and sister, so it would be easy for them to find out what happened. But Klein was not living with any relatives, and his friends were all trapped in Sword Art Online. There were probably a lot of people living alone who also got stuck in Sword Art Online. So how did they manage to not die from starvation and/or dehydration? The human body can only go 3 to 4 days without water. Number 4. Level 1. Kirito and Klein were grinding mobs for a couple of hours. However, at the end of episode 1, we see that Kirito is still level 1. Why didn't Kirito level up at all? We saw that Kirito and Klein were getting XP, so it's not like XP was disabled on the first day. Anyone who's played any MMORPG would know that it's really easy and quick to level up at first. It's the later levels that take the most time to train, so Kirito should be higher than level 1. Number 5. Floor 1 boss location. Kirito says that he was able to get all the way up to floor 8 during the beta. But in episode 2, we find out that a month has passed and nobody has found where the floor 1 boss room is located. Why hasn't Kirito found the floor 1 boss room yet? Sure, there's a few changes from the beta and the actual game, but the structure of Aincrad reveals that every floor has large towers that go up to the next floor. The boss room can be found in one of those towers. It shouldn't have taken so long to find the floor 1 boss room. Number 6. ROSALIA'S motivation. Rosalia says that she killed people because there's no proof they actually die in real life when they die in the game. But there is proof. If people didn't die in real life, then the government would have shut the game down by now. Or people in real life would have just simply removed the NERVEGEAR from the players' heads. Nobody would be playing anymore. Since neither of those happened, it goes to show that people do in fact die in real life. Number 7. Solo player. Despite being a solo player, Kirito was able to become one of the best players in the game. However, we constantly see Kirito relaxing and wasting time on the lower floors helping weaker players. It's not impossible for a solo player to become high level, but Kirito would have to work extra hard in order to keep up with the other top players. He doesn't do that, and yet Kirito is still able to become very powerful as a solo player. How? Number 8. YUI'S deletion. After Yui uses her admin credentials to delete the Fatal Scythe, the Cardinal system is able to detect her presence and delete her from the game. Why didn't the Cardinal system detect Yui as soon as she stepped out of line and encountered Kirito and Asuna? Why did it take this long for the Cardinal system to notice that something was wrong with Yui? Number 9. Kirito hacking. Kirito uses Yui's admin credentials to hack into the system and convert Yui's program into an in-game item. How is this possible? Did this item already exist in the game, or did Kirito create a new item? Furthermore, if Kirito had access to the game's source code, then why didn't he just re-enable the logout button? I'm sure it would have been much easier, and Kirito would be saving the lives of about 7,000 innocent people. Number 10. Death. How does the dying mechanic even work in Sword Art Online? Whenever an important or semi-important character dies, time literally slows down. It takes several seconds for them to disintegrate, and they're able to give an emotional speech. We saw this happen with Diavel and Asuna dying, but whenever a background character dies, they're instantly disintegrated. It's very inconsistent. Death should be instantaneous for all the characters. That's it for this list. Do you know of any more plot holes in the Aincrad arc of Sword Art Online? If so, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a future upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.